celebrities making painfully unfunny jokes at the expense of the US President Donald Trump during the BAFTAs. They never learn. They are so toxic and they are so sour, but also so unfunny. When they think that they're comedian just because they're acting in a comedy movie. No. It's not the same.
Now it's time for Lefties Losing It, and we have more celebrities stepping up, eager to embarrass themselves with lame attempts at political humour. Here is actor and trans activist David Tennant taking a painfully unfunny shot at President Trump. It's a little sad.
A film about incredible architecture. In fact, it's the boldest architecture in film this year, apart from Donald Trump's hair in The Apprentice. Donald Trump, of course, he says he hasn't seen The Apprentice because it's a 15, it's not on Nickelodeon. See? Donald Trump. I'm worried, I've said his name 3 times. It's like Beetlejuice, I've summoned him. Talking of villains.
Can you imagine, like, I don't understand how, like, you are living in that country. That is your president, whether you like it or you don't. And did they call him a villain? Like, if he was a villain, you would not be able to speak about him like this publicly. Look how happy he is.
Yes, about as funny as an ingrown toenail. And did you see at the end there who was clapping away at that embarrassingly bad joke? It's Mark Hamill, Trump-deranged Mark Hamill, who
to hate on Trump.
Gave us the biggest laugh of the night when his pants fell down on stage. This wasn't a skit. This was Hamill looking like some deranged hobo, desperately scrambling to keep his pants on.
So what makes us love cinema so much that we're all gathered here to celebrate tonight? For me, it's that films create worlds so vivid and stories so powerful that we lose ourselves in them completely. They create immersive cinematic landscapes that feel alive, whether they're set here in London.
Now, that was funny. And
oh my God! No! There is no way! And he didn't even make a joke about it? Like, haha, you know, like whatever. The last thing is so shocking that my pants went out. Like, also, bro, why are your pants not fitting? What's happening there? If they broke before, or like, I don't know, it's so weird. That's so weird. And how he actually addressed it. And as an actor, the first thing you learn is to roll with it and make the best out of it. He did not do that at all. That was awkward.
It just proves that TDS is dangerous for your health. It makes you look like a fool even when you're not talking about politics. And Hamill is among the most afflicted with TDS in Hollywood. Remember these comments at the Democratic's National Convention?
In the movies, I fought against make-believe evil. But we're at a time in our history where we're fighting against real evil. So I beg you, please, don't go to the orange side.
Real evil. Concentrate on buying, I don't know, a belt and keeping your trousers on, Hamill. Leave the politics to the grown-ups. Your hysterical has been.
When he
and
was
talking about
just
hysteria,
an
it's time
actor.
to check in with the ladies of The View, and I'll be bringing you footage later of the ladies blaming Trump for a Delta plane crash in Canada. But here's Whoopi and Joy having a little disagreement, despite the fact that they actually agree with each other.
There are two sides to being Italian. You want to talk about the mob? Talk about Da Vinci. You want to talk about murders in Chicago? Talk about Michelangelo. Well, so it's the same with every other group.
No, it's not.
Why
it is not? Because we don't get the benefit of all the... that's why we have Black History Month.
But it should be.
What it should...
Everyone's so angry and they agree with each other. Imagine if they actually disagreed. And here, after Joy Behar makes some bizarre comments about eggs and planes, we see Whoopi go on some mad tangent. And I don't think even she knows precisely what she's trying to convey here. See if you can work it out.
By the way, egg prices are supposed to come down, not airplanes.
Well, let me...
Yes, because airplanes falling down is programmed. It's planned, you know. It's one of the things that Donald Trump, the president, has promised you to execute. important. He mentioned it in the Oval Office. Yeah, once I'm elected as president, a lot of airplanes are going down, and that's my fault. Like, how dumb is that? Like, deflecting.
Say someplace that could really use a lot of cutting. You know, Elon has very many, what do you call it?
Government contracts? Yeah.
I think, because I don't remember, maybe y'all heard it, but I don't remember looking for an armored car. And I don't remember, I don't care what it looks like. I don't remember asking for it. I don't know why I'm paying for it.
Yeah.
I want to know, when did I say, hey, we need another agency next to NASA?
Yeah.
So when did we start paying for his stuff?
About SpaceX overseeing it.
Why is that a problem? Why advancing? Like, America always wanted to be advancing when it comes to space and exploration. Like, this is not something new, you guys. Like, there was a Cold War. There was Russia versus America. Who was going to land on the moon first? You aren't bragging about it. And now it's a problem that someone actually besides NASA wants to do something. And isn't he doing it with his own money? Like, I don't know what's going on. I don't understand this, but why are we complaining about things that we as humans want to explore? We're explorers. Dora the Explorer. Every single one of us, we love that adventure, exploration. And what is the problem with that? Complaining about science.
No. You know that he's going to be cutting.
Thanks, Whoopi. Now, I think we could all do with a musical interlude. Here is a performer and trans activist promoting they, them energy and breast binding.
Irrational energy.
They, them energy. They, them energy.
No. Get me out of here right now. This is so cringe. It's so cringe. Oh, I can't. Is this real? This is real. They, them, energy. Come on, your turn, guys. Let's go. They, them, energy.
They, them energy. They, them energy. This is a public service announcement. Anyone dressed in androgynous outfits. This is a sweet and friendly reminder that you are safe here. Show off your binder.
I'm not sure the binding is working, love, but good luck. You know what the left is...
So also funny that she mentioned Indigenous, and there was a clip I reacted to, Indigenous people versus Pride. Wonder what they're going to be saying about that. You know, who are we agreeing with?
They're so lost. What they really need is some sage words of advice, and who better to deliver it than Senator John Kennedy from the great state of Louisiana.
I've got a lot of friends who are Democrats, and they haven't asked me for advice, but if I did, I'd tell them, look, you just got to try harder not to suck. I mean, think about it.
And there'll be plenty more lefties losing at content with my next guest. And joining me now is journalist Batia Unga-Sargon. Batia, let's start with
Trump
the
and Musk's
beautiful
romance
between the world's most powerful man and the world's richest man, who is working for free in President Trump's team at the moment. Here is Elon Musk.
I mean, Elon Musk does not need money. I don't even think Elon is doing this for money. Maybe there is a hidden agenda, but I genuinely think he cares about improving the country.
With the president describing the effects of TDS.
They call it like Trump derangement syndrome, and I didn't. You don't realize how real this is until you can't reason with people. So I was at a friend's birthday party in LA, just a birthday dinner, and it was like a nice, quiet dinner, and everyone was behaving normally. And I happened to mention, this is before the election, like a month or two before. I happened to mention the president's name, and it was like they got shot with a dart in the jugular that contained like methamphetamine and rabies. Okay, and they're like, wow. I'm like, what is wrong?
But yeah, the media's attacks against Musk at the moment and their desperation to drive a wedge between him and the president, I've got to say, these attacks are getting increasingly desperate.
Yeah, it's amazing because they seem to have realized that due to Donald Trump's immense popularity, which only keeps growing as he keeps succeeding at all of the things he promised he was going to do, has meant that their usual line of attack, Orange Man Hitler, is falling really flat. And so what they've tried to do is simply change the object of their obsessive, insane hatred from Donald Trump to Elon Musk. And
Yeah,
unfortunately, there
deflecting.
is a lot that Musk is worthy of criticism over. There
Yeah,
are
that's
big
true.
potential conflicts of interest. This is a person who is a defense contractor who is now investigating the Department of Defense. He was himself investigated by the SEC. He is now himself investigating the SEC. He met with Modi, the Prime Minister of India. He's now hiring people in India. There are a lot of problems here. Elon Musk is incredibly close with China, which is the United States.
And I do think that where the hatred comes from, because people see him as first and foremost a businessman, and he is trying to improve his business. Maybe it's not only money, but like the information and the power that he possesses could be something that he can misuse and use it for his own benefits. And that's what people are worried about, which makes sense. But at the same time, if something like that happened, do you think Donald Trump would agree with it? Do you think the people would be like fine with it? I mean, law and court still exists.
Just adversary. There are conflict of interest everywhere you look. And yet, because the lefties are losing it, Rita, nobody is talking about the important things. And instead, they're out there just screaming and shrieking and braying and doing the same exact stuff they did to Trump. Now they're doing it to Elon Musk.
You are so right, because there are meaningful discussions to be had, investigations to be had about some of what you just described. But no, they're going for the cheap, easy hits, just exactly the same
It's because they don't want to do the
tactics,
research.
and they're having
It's
the
too
same
hard
impact.
for
The
work.
people have just tuned out, except for that tiny audience.
That's the thing, you guys. Like, they would rather spend their time on social media making all of these TikToks and shorts about their own struggle and turmoil with these honestly kind of superficial matters, instead of choosing to do the research and fact checking and going a bit deeper and more serious path. Like, this is not a joke. We are not talking about things that are small. We're talking about big matters, all right? And they're not dealing with it because I feel like the media and I feel like their life became so self-centered and they only care about their own issues that they don't have the time, and they don't want to like spend the time dealing with other people's issues, even though they will sometimes make a video or two talking about other people and what's going on with them and pretending that they are on their side. But if they would have to read a book about it or do the research, they're like, nah, I'm moving on. I'm going and choosing another thing to deal with. That's a problem. Yep. And this creation, I feel like this creation of like this woke agenda and these make-up problems, in my opinion, are also kind of social media and news like created in order to deflect from serious issues. Like, this is in a way brainwashing, and I feel like a lot of Americans are brainwashed by it. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. See you guys.